with the new chapter of Boruto Naruto Next Generations, Chapter 60, many manga readers are speculating and theorizing that a time skip is going to take place soon. Most YouTubers have already gone over it, however I intend on explaining everything fast and effectively in this video. You can skip to whichever part of the video you want an explanation to, and if you haven't seen my previous Boruto video, make sure you do. In the current moment of the story, it is evident that the author is trying to wrap it up by slowly introducing our villains into the story before we get that 3-year time skip. He even mentioned during Jump Fista that we should expect to see the adult forms of Boruto and Kawaki soon. However, I theorize that the time skip isn't as close as you think. The time skip would probably take place in the next year or two, and with the release of the Boruto chapters monthly, this means we get to see the time skip happen within 5 to 15 chapters. Not only that, however, we also see that the anime is quickly catching up to the manga due to the anime adapting content directly from the manga and the anime having a weekly release schedule. The anime will have to cover plot points that the manga will breeze over, like the incidents that take place during the 3-year time gap, giving us anime-only arcs. Boruto is known for having really good anime-only arcs that are really interesting to watch, such as the time travel arc, which is arguably one of the best anime-only arcs in Boruto, and these types of arcs where the viewer wants to know what happened during the 3-year time gap is definitely needed to get the manga ahead of the anime. However, it is foolish to think that at the moment in time we can just hop into a time skip. We definitely need more chapters like Chapter 60, our previous chapter that explains our villains' strengths and weaknesses. These chapters that are considered boring are somewhat useful to help build our characters post-time skip. For example, if their information that Shikamaru knows about code is shared with Boruto and Kawaki can help them train and develop them as characters, they'll be prepared and know what they're fighting against and not hop into the battle blind, and having more of these types of chapters can make the story less confusing post-time skip, and explaining the character's abilities is great content. Other than that, we don't know how Kawaki gets his karma seal back, and I really hope he receives his karma prior to the time skip so while training he can master it, can become way stronger. Other than that, Kawaki is way weaker than Boruto, who can tap into the Otsutsuki power and manifest Boroshiki. Other than Kawaki, I don't want a similar situation to happen that occurred in the war arc where Naruto and Sasuke left all side characters behind, and characters like Kakashi who needed really huge ass pulls to get onto their level. A time skip will obviously be beneficial to Boruto and the rest of Team 7, who can get training from Kakashi, Naruto and our OG cast from Naruto. Sasuke can help Sarada train her Sharingan. Other than just developing our characters, the author should take time to explain the plans of our villains. I definitely want to see Demon being used as a plot device, so code and figure out why Amado is allied with the Leaf Village, and or somehow get Demon involved with the plot, and there is so much you could do with his character. We could also get some explanation of how severe the nerf to Naruto and Sasuke were. If we could get a chapter where we get to see Naruto and Sasuke fight and try to protect the village, however get beat up by Code or Demon. Also, many fans of Boruto speculate that Demon is some cage-level threat stronger than Code himself. I'm sure if Kawaki and Boruto had to see their dad get beat up, it would be a good motivation for them to get stronger, and they'll have a basic understanding of how strong Demon and Code actually are. Other than the stuff I mention, I would like to see Amado bring more information about the Otsutsuki past and not just be some hanging character who barely impacts the plot afterwards. He is definitely one of the most confusing characters because his intentions are not explained, or if he plans to betray Naruto and work with Code, or if he going to use that cyborg to protect the Leaf Village. Besides that, we also cannot wait very long for the time skip. We are about halfway in the story, and this is a great point for a time skip. The plot will slowly become boring if we don't go into chapters that help wrap up the plot and explain the characters. It is obviously useful and an interesting read, however these chapters get really boring, and that's why I theorize that the manga only has 5 to 15 chapters before a time skip. Of course more Chapters like Chapter 60 help. However, it gets repetitive and boring and there is not much to do than either wrap up the plot or force a fight between Code and Naruto or Boruto. A time skip will definitely be more refreshing and we know that it is happening soon due to the author saying that we will see the growth up versions of Kawaki and Boruto soon. There is more reasons to halt the time skip than jump into it quickly. Our current chapters are more boring than traditional chapters full of action. The most major plot point in Boruto Naruto Next Generations is what or who are the Otsutsuki clan. The point of Boruto Naruto Next Generations is to fix the plot holes of Naruto Shippuden. We could explore this in the next 5 to 15 chapters. However, we could explore this more after the time skip, so the reader has a reason to read the manga after then time skip. It would make sense for either Amado or Sasuke to leave the village and discover other Otsutsuki bases during the time skip and cover their journey in the anime like an anime-only arc similar to the arc we had prior in the anime. Boruto could also have a similar ending to OG Naruto where Boruto and Kawaki separate and have a battle, similar to the one in the final valley. This will form a rivalry similar to the early days of Shippuden that Naruto and Sasuke had. This will occur after Kawaki gets his Karma Seal back and have an ability similar to Boruto where Shiki could take over his body like what he would do with Jigen. This is possible due to the resonation between Boruto and Kawaki speeding up the extraction and the faster the extraction the faster they become Otsutsuki. Besides that we could have Naruto agreeing with Amado to give Kawaki the Karma Seal back, however this could backfire later after the time skip. Why would Naruto want to give Kawaki the Karma Seal though? Because Naruto would feel that he isn't strong enough to protect the village from Code and the Otsutsuki clan giving Kawaki the Karma back, to help Boruto to protect the village. Code might also have more powers than the claw marks that give him speeds comparable to Minato Namikaze. Everything I said prior to this are just theories I think would be better for the story at the moment. However, we are talking about theories that help set up for a time skip. There are obviously plot points I want to be properly explored after the time skip, kind of like a post-time skip wish list. Besides proper character development, we need an explanation of the Jugen and its powers, and the introduction of Amado was perfect for this. We could also be introduced to Urashiki's partner and learn more about the Otsutsuki clan. Looking at teenage Boruto, we need to see how he gets his scar and what happens between Sasuke and Boruto so Sasuke gives him his sword. We've already seen the headband and just a single piece of the puzzle. Of course, side characters play a huge role in the story, so I would obviously like to see the amps that Sarada got, like the Mangekyo Sharingan and the 100 Healings Ninjutsu. Mitsuki should also master Sage Mode, and all of Team 7 should be able to rival Naruto and Sasuke because the story is really about the next generation. If you disagree with any of my arguments, then feel free to comment yours down below. You could also tell me what you would expect to happen before and after the time skip, and all the support is appreciated.